How we doing tonight? There we are. My name's Jonas. I'm going to be your host tonight. So why don't we just get started?
Yeah!
Woo!
Let's go!
All right. Shit. I was at a bar last week. Woo! Bars, okay. I was at a bar last week, and this girl came up to me, pointed at me, and went, Korean! Which is like definitely racist, right? It's like a little bit fun. It's like she's playing Who's That Pokemon, but with my race. You know? I feel like it's a uniquely Asian problem to have people guess your race. No one ever goes up to some white boy like, Irish! Italian? South African, American. You know, actually, before we go on, how about we guess what kind of Asian I am right now? Let's play Who's That Pokemon? Guess my typing.
Loud shit.
Cool, I guess. That underground shit, right off the bat. Anyone else shout? Thai. No. 2. Filipino. Whoa. 3. Easy, right? Look at this. This girl did not guess Filipino at all. I had to tell her. And when I did, she went, oh, you're not Asian. Like, what? To combat her racism, I got more racist. I was like, what are you talking about? Of course, Filipinos are Asian. Look at this. I'm so Asian. My family's from the province. We eat dog, we're that Asian. We're so Asian, we eat dog with rice and soy sauce on the side. If that's not the most Asian meal you could think of, I don't know what is. Yeah, I did not get her number. Anyway, let's talk about something else. Man, I feel bad for the sun. Moon gets all the credit. I mean, like, what do we say at night, right? Oh, God, it's such a beautiful night outside. Look at the moon. No one ever goes, God, it's such a beautiful day outside. Look at the sun. Okay. Thomas Edison is known for saying, genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. You're like, what? That doesn't make sense. It's not. It's perspiration. You just said it, dude. What's this Tom guy known for? Anyway, the light bulb. Anything else? Does anyone else know what he's known for making? We'll get into that later. Nothing. Fucking crickets, dude. This guy's job title was inventor. We know one of his inventions. This guy sucks at his job. Why is he the authority on what is and isn't genius? Also, didn't he steal, like, all of his inventions? This dude sucks. Fucking genius in 1950. What? It's like if Thomas Edison had a cup and it was filled with 99% piss and 1% orange juice. Take that cup, show that to anyone on the street, what do? They go, what is that? Is that piss? And then Thomas Edison goes, no, it's not. It's courage. Like, what? What nonsense is this? It's never magically some third thing. It's just piss. LBJ is both my favorite president and my favorite porn star. LBJ! No mames! Yo soy coming! Whatever. Anyway, I've got insomnia. Clap if you have insomnia.
Yeah!
Woo! Clap if you've had insomnia. It's not? Oh shit. Clap if you know what insomnia is. There we are. We all know what insomnia is. Anyway, insomnia is when you can't sleep and, you just can't, no matter what. I don't think that's the worst part of insomnia though. I think the worst part of insomnia is the day afterwards. When you gotta tell someone that you had bad sleep the night before. It's like everyone you talk to, they turn into like the Mayo Clinic, you know? You ever talk to someone? They always go, oh, have you tried reading? Like, oh, of course, Sherlock, I've tried reading. Sometimes they're like, oh, have you tried drinking tea? Like, oh, really? I've never tried drinking sleepy time tea. Should I drink that when it's time to be sleepy? One time I was talking to this guy, let's call him Alex Goldberg. I was telling him about my sleep quality, and he was like, were you hungry? And I was like, yes. And he was like, oh, did you eat? And I was like, yes, I had a banana. Still couldn't sleep. And he was like, there's your problem. You see, bananas are a fruit. And fruits have sugar, and sugar energizes you. And that's why you couldn't sleep. And I'm like, what? That makes sense, motherfucker. That's not how this works. If bananas caffeine, you'd have one of your stupid friends talking to you, you know? He'd be like, dude, I had a whole bunch of bananas yesterday on an empty stomach. I was going crazy. I was seeing things. I was vibrating. I took a hero dose of nanas, man. Never again. No one's ever wired from bananas. Fuck you, Alex Goldberg. I'm Jonas. Fucking, end. Oh, look, the sun's setting. Anyway, that was Jonas. Give it up for Jonas, I guess. I'm not Jonas. I'm a different guy. It's the host. I fucking hate that guy. He's such a dick. Anyway, are we ready for our next comedian? All right. Everybody put your hands together for Sanjay!
What's up, Berkeley? So something I have trouble with whenever somebody gets like canceled is like letting go of my memories that I've attached to that piece of art, you know? Like, say what you will about the person, but I had like memories that were near and dear to my heart, you know? Like for Michael Jackson, for example, right? Like he was like my introduction to American culture, you know? Like I started school in America around the year that he died. I remember going to school, people made fun of me for not knowing who he was. So I remember going out, making my dad buy like the greatest hit CD. And so if you look through like the camcorder footage of me as a child, it's like me dancing to all the classics, like Thriller, Man in the Mirror, Beat It, which is ironic because if Michael Jackson saw that footage, he too would probably also beat it. Sorry. I'm in a history of religion class, and I think all religion is super cool if you look at it from like a philosophical angle, but I think some of it's kind of weird and outdated, especially towards women. So I think like, I have a theory that some of it was just written by incels trying to blow off some steam. Like two guys were just in a room and one guy was like, hey man, I added that stuff about separating action from desire. I think it's a cool perspective for people to live their life by. And the other guy was like, I'm getting a divine intervention. God says women aren't allowed to have sex unless it's with me. Trust me, God's saying it to me. You wouldn't be able to understand it if he told you, but... no, but like, I don't know. I also, something I learned through the history class, I don't know if you guys knew this, but like Hinduism is kind of responsible for anti-Semitism. Because like, a bunch of like Nazis appropriated the Hindu religion and even like appropriated the swastika and like to put their bullshit out about like the Aryan race and stuff. So I remember one time like I sent like the swastika in like a group chat, you know? And like everyone was like, oh, like my friends had to clear it up. They were like, oh, like Sanjay sent it to wish us a happy Diwali means something different in Hinduism. And I was like, Diwali? I thought it was Yom Kippur. Cool. My roommate started doing stand-up, which is pretty cool. My roommate, so I go to a lot of open mics and stuff, and he started coming with me. But it's weird because like sometimes the people at the open mics don't see him as like a grown-ass man and just as an extension of me. So like he'll have a good set and people will laugh at his joke and then point at me for some reason. like my son just scored a point in like basketball or something. He did this one joke about how we're both like super into film and like cinema and like how it got to the point that we watch porn together. And I want to clear that up if anyone has heard that joke. We only watch porn together from like a film perspective, right? So like the camera zooms in on the guy's ass and we're like, look at the cinematography, oh my God. Or like, you know, they'll do like the intro drum sequence and like the do, and we'll be like, what a score, what a score. I'm an English major, which my mom doesn't like. I'm like, because my mom's like super Indian and like she wants me to do something practical. So she's always yelling at me. She's like, Sanjay, why are you English major? And I'm like, so I don't sound like you know? Like I might not make a lot of money, but at least the McDonald's employee will understand my order the first time. I don't know. I feel like in India, it's like a lower bar to be considered like a good person than it is in America. You know? Because there's this like famous Indian actor, Shah Rukh Khan. And like my mom will always like talk about him. She'll be like, Shah Rukh Khan's a great person. He pays his taxes. And I'm like, is that like peak morality? Is that like the standard? Because there's no girls out there like, yeah, Sanjay, he's great at sex. He puts his penis in, he takes it out, he puts it in again. I mean, what more is there to sex, you know? Like he definitely moves in and out of me. It's definitely some of the sex of all time, you know? Like, he gets hard sometimes. So, I don't know if you guys saw this, but the Mukesh Ambani wedding, I don't know if you guys see this all over Instagram, but all these like Hollywood celebrities are in India for this guy Mukesh Ambani's like wedding, right? And like, it's because he's the richest guy in India, and he just paid them all to go to his son's wedding. And like, all these Indians are freaking out. They're like, oh my God, all these American stars are wearing Indian clothes. And I'm like, why do we as Indians like give a fuck about like what Westerners think of us, you know? Like, why? Like, I'm like, because you never see, like, because they don't even give us credit for it, right? Like, you see, like, all these Hollywood articles, and they're like, Rihanna and Zendaya are wearing sari-inspired dresses. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's just a sorry. You can just say sorry. Because you don't ever see it the other way, right? Because my dad's from India. You don't ever see white people going like, oh my God, Srinath is wearing a t-shirt. Or my bad, a t-shirt inspired kurta, you know? But it's like, I don't know, it's weird because it's like a double standard, you know? Because like when Rihanna wears a sari, she's like embracing other cultures. But when I say the N-word, me and HR need to have a conversation on Tuesday. My girlfriend was black. I mean, she still is black. She's not my girlfriend anymore. I remember back in the day, like when we used to like be together, you know, like we'd sometimes role play. So like I'd dress up as like a cop and then give her 17 back shots. And then I'd have sex with her. Okay. No, I mean, like, she has low self-esteem. I mean, she still has low self-esteem. She's not my girlfriend anymore. Because sometimes she'd say stuff that was, like, problematic towards me with her low self-esteem. And sometimes I tried to be supportive, you know? Like, sometimes she'd say stuff like, oh, my God, I look so ugly right now. And I'd be like, don't say that. And then sometimes she'd be like, I look 12 when I take my makeup off. I'm like, don't say that, for the love of God. No. You look at least 18 to me. Something I don't understand is like, I feel like a lot of things have like a fancy name these days that doesn't make a lot of sense, you know? Like I took my little brother to Walmart the other day, and I was trying to buy him colored pencils, and I looked around for like 45 minutes, and then I couldn't find them. And then finally the store attendant pointed me to this section titled stationery. It's Walmart, like isn't all of it technically stationary, you know? Like you see with a lot of stuff, like why do we call stillborns stillborns? Why don't we just call them like dead? You know? Because to me that seems like coping. It's like when I have sex with a girl and she's like, your dick was small and you came in 10 seconds. And I'm like, still hit though. Like I feel like one day a doctor just walked into a mother and was like, your baby's dead. And she was like, stillborn though. I mean, like why don't we call like abortions evictions, you know? Like I know women with like 4 or 5 abortions, that's a housing crisis, you know? I mean, we could call stillborn stationary. I feel like that would check out. I've been trying to do more jokes about like my appearance, you know? Because like it's something that I see a lot of other comedians do. And I guess like something I tried to like find like what people think of me when I first walk on stage, right? So I asked a lot of like my peers and like family, and the thing that I got a lot was like my hair. Like, I guess, like, a lot of people notice my hair, so I guess I'll do a joke about my hair. I have hair, but my dad is bald, which is pretty scary. Me having hair and looking at my bald dad, it's kind of like a Palestinian looking at a Native American. It's like, am I next? You know, like, I mean, not that there's that many left to look at. I mean, we're talking about hair, guys, hair. I mean, like, I was talking to one of my Jewish friends about, like, everything happening in the Middle East, you know? And like he was telling me, like he was saying like he tried to empathize with Israel in the beginning, but then like now he just thinks they went too far. And I was like, I feel like to a lot of Jewish people, Israel is like the friend that starts a fight, and you try to back him up, and then you like see who he's fighting, and he's firing like a gun at like an unarmed 3-year-old. And you're like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he's like, he could be part of Hamas. You don't know, bro. I mean, like I don't like when people do jokes about that whole situation, right? I feel like it's a very cheap thing to do. It's pretty fucked up. I feel like it's like you're really using this genocide. I'm like, what would I even do if I did a joke about that? Like that'd be crazy if I did. Like what would I even say? Like what? The Israeli government took away food, water, and electricity from the 2 million Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. Looks like Ramadan came early this year. I mean, that'd be crazy if I said something like that, but I didn't. It's hypothetical. All right, that's my set. I'm Sanjay, I'm ready.
Keep it going for Sanjay, everybody. Are we ready for our next comedian? Here we are. Okay. Put your hands together for Hayden.
Bear with me. Hello, everyone. My name is Hayden Nuremberg. How's everyone doing tonight? Okay, awesome. That is awesome. I'm doing well. So, was anyone here a girl in elementary school and middle school? Let's get some cheers for the girls. Okay, awesome. Those of you who aren't might not know what I'm talking about, and that's okay. What I'm going to teach you all about today is something called code names. Pretty much. Girlfriend groups would give code names to the guys that they liked so that they could talk about them without them knowing. This is great. All the girls are nodding and the guys are like looking around like, wait, what was mine? Don't worry. We're going to give some examples. So you're going to see some super subtle double encrypted technology. You're not ready for this. You? What's your name? Allie. All right, going through the system. Apple. Mm-hmm. Can I get a name, please? Livy. Gonna go with lemon. Is that controversial? I don't know. You? Jacqueline. Ooh, okay, I'm thinking maybe Jamba Juice. Yeah, thank you. So as you can see, really subtle technology. They never caught on. But the reason I was thinking about code names is because in my history class, we were learning about another group of people who used code names, World War I soldiers. And I just think it would be really funny if for some reason those two groups of people had to swap the code names. Like, can you imagine in like 1912, there's like a plane and everyone's like stressed out and over the radio it's like, attention all units, Apple, Jamba Juice, lemon, be prepared to drop in 5. And then we go to like a 5th grade lunch table and the girls are like kicking their feet and twirling their hair and going, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that. Beep, 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 beep. Talk to me at math today. I really think he likes me. So I have a mild form of cerebral palsy. You can laugh. It's okay. That's not the joke though, I promise. And it's really mild, and I'm lucky in that it doesn't really affect my everyday life that much. But the problem with that is I thought a lot of my experiences were universal and recently learned that they weren't. And I think a really good example of that is when I asked a friend of mine if he was good at Legos, which is when I learned that for most people, Lego isn't a skill. No, apparently the question is actually, do you like Legos? And then the Lego bricks started falling into place because when my twin brother and I were kids, our mom would go to Target and she'd bring us back Lego sets. And my brother would get like 2,000-piece photorealistic Van Gogh painting, and mine would be like Baby's First Petting Zoo. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. My brother likes Van Gogh and I like petting zoos, but now I know better. Any Portuguese speakers in the crowd? Okay, awesome. Well, yeah. That's okay. I'm learning Portuguese this semester, and don't worry, I'm going to give you all your first Portuguese lesson. Fun fact about Portuguese, almost all words that start with an R are pronounced like they start with an H. For example, rat in English in Portuguese would be pronounced like hat. And as an English speaker, I feel like there's a lot of comedic potential there. Like, can you imagine if I had a girlfriend named Rose? And I was like, oh, I just love hoes so much, man. They're like the best thing ever. Or like if I was trying to tell my mom how I felt about her recipe and like be nice and like give it a cute little rating, and I was like, oh my gosh, I hate it incredibly so. 5 stars. And she's like, what? And then what if I got really crazy and started singing a Katy Perry song? And I was like, I got the eye of the tiger, the fire, dancing through the fire. Anyone? 'Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me. You can fill in the blank on that one. For those of you who aren't Katy Perry stans, the song is called Roar. Okay, cool. Did anyone remember that one Daily Cal article when 2 new cookie stores opened up on Bancroft? Well, pretty much, if you didn't, it was called A Tale of 2 Cookies, and I'm not gonna say I could do better, but I could do better. But that's not important. The big rivalry was between Crumble Cookies and Insomnia Cookies. Now, I personally am team Insomnia Cookies. Anyone else? Yeah. Thank you. But it's not because I like their cookies more. It's just that whenever I walk into a Crumble, I feel a visceral sense of rage. Because I understand shortening a name for marketability, right? But why would you only take off the last letter of the word? Like, either remove all the vowels out of Crumble or keep the word as is, but only taking off the letter E? That's just stupid. But whatever, I guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I know. Sorry, dad joke haters in the crowd. But with a name like that, I can just make puns with ease. Or in this case, without ease. Ah! The joke is that there's not an E. Okay, cool. So, I rushed a queer frat recently, which could honestly be a separate bit in that of itself. But what you need to know is that I was like, I have to dress for the nines, right? Like, dress to the nines. I was wearing this suit, actually, and very similar makeup, but if you can believe it, slightly more extreme. I'm talking one half of the face entirely covered in red, other half entirely covered in blue. I meet my Korean friend, this will be important, at the party. She brings over her other Korean friend, points at me, and goes, South Korea makeup. I've never seen a friend laugh so hard in their entire life. They were on the floor, like crying, and I'm confused. But then she stands up and goes, can I take a picture with you for my Instagram? So I start connecting the dots. I'm like, okay, South Korea makeup. Her friend wants to take a picture with me on her Instagram. Her friend is Korean. Oh my gosh, I must have somehow replicated an international makeup trend. I'm proud of myself. I pat myself on the back. I'm like, yes, we can take that selfie. I do a Korean heart. I'm proud. So proud that a couple days after Rush, I text her and I go, hey, what did you mean by South Korea makeup? Because, usually you'd say South Korean makeup, right? Like an adjective. I'm like, is that the name of the trend or something? She sent me a picture of the South Korean flag, which, for those of you who don't know, is a giant red blob directly next to a giant blue blob. This is not the only time my makeup has gotten me in trouble, though. Don't worry. I was in San Francisco with a friend wearing what I consider to be a casual everyday outfit, along with what I consider to be casual everyday makeup. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but I don't really have a conventional sense of fashion. So I'm checking out at the store, and the cashier is taking my stuff, and he looks me up and down really casually and goes, oh, by the way, what kingdom are you from? For possibly the first time in my life, I have no idea how to respond to a question. Like, I was wondering if when I was asleep, we fell back under British control, and we were like now dividing the country among members of the royal family, like, and this section belongs to Peppa, and this section belongs to Little George. Sorry guys, I don't know the names of the royal family. Anyway, so he sees me processing, and I guess he realizes he's messed up, and he goes, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. There's a group of LARPers upstairs, and I just thought you were one of them because, and then gestures at my everything. Now, for those of you who aren't total dorks, this is Berkeley, so there shouldn't be too many. LARP stands for live action role play. Pretty much, LARPers dress up like dragons, fairies, and elves and run around in the woods. And in what I considered a normal, everyday outfit, I got mistaken for a LARPer. I can't imagine what would have happened if I'd worn what I consider a special occasion outfit. I might have been teleported straight to Narnia. So, I don't know if you can tell by my everything, but I went to Catholic high school. Anyone else? Fantastic. Oh, okay. Bless up, literally. Thanks. So, Oh, you guys really liked that one. Okay. There's one saint I'll never forget, and that's Saint Apollonia. So, for those of you who don't know, she was martyred, and her death was horrible. Every single one of her teeth were violently ripped out and shattered. Now, can anyone guess what she's the patron saint of? Dentists. Can you believe that? Like, imagine if you were crushed to death by, say, a giant high-heeled shoe, like just completely splattered, and you make it up to heaven, and God says, "Congratulations, I'm going to make you a patron saint." I don't know why God sounds like that. Sorry, guys. And you're so excited, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, what am I going to be the patron saint of?" And God goes, "Drag queens." Like, I'd be upset too. All right, that's my set. Thank you guys so much. You've been the best.
Let's keep it going for Hayden, everybody. Come on. You know, if I had a nickel for every time a comedian tonight had someone go up to them, point at them, and go, "Korea," I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that happened twice. I agree with Hayden that Legos are a skill because I'm the fucking best at it. Follow me on Instagram, Bricks by Jonas. Anyway, are we ready for our next comedian? There we are. All right, everybody. Put your hands together for our friend from Taiwan, Sean!
I'm nervous, actually. Hello, everyone. Hi. My name is Sean, and I'm from Taiwan. You can tell, because I look like Chinese, but I have freedom of speech. I'm never going back to China anymore. I mean, I've never been to China. Actually, like, one of the girl I had a date before, she made the joke about, like, the size of our eyes. She says that, "Did you know how to differentiate Taiwanese and Chinese?" And I say, "I don't." And she says that, "This is Taiwanese, this is Chinese, Taiwanese, this is Chinese." First of all, that is racist. But that girl is so hot. So I was like, "Ha ha ha!" You can tell, like, English is not my first language, so it is kind of weird to me. There's a phrase, "Never say never," but you just said it twice. Come on. Like, talking about say it twice, "you can say that again" is a very interesting, like, phrase to me. Like, if you make a statement, give me a second. That's not a punch. So if you make a statement and the other person agree with you, they can say that, you can say that again. Since this is a statement made by yourself, so you can say, you must agree about their agreement about your statement, so you can say that, you can say that again. Since they already agree with your original statement, so they must agree about your agreement about your agreement about your statement. So they can say that. You can say that again. If you didn't understand, I can say that again. So if you make a statement, you know what is going on. Like, I learned a new term when I come to, like, America. Like, quick question. Like, there was always a student, they raise their hand and says that, "Professor, may I ask a quick question?" First of all, that's already a quick question. Right, yeah, I agree about that. Like, second, for me, a real quick question should be like this. "Professor, may I ask a quick question?" That's really a quick question. That's really a quick question. And this is a deep conversation. And this is small talk. Hello. Talk about small talk. I'm not that kind of person who can do small talk. Yeah. So let me just give you an example. Like, my friend just says that, "Oh, Sean, I really like your shirts." I say, "Thank you." Yeah, so my friends know that I cannot do small talk, so they give me some suggestion. Like, let's say I can ask question, let people respond, that'll be easier. And here are the questions I ask. So in which city your parents made each other? Okay. What is the middle name of your nephew? I don't care. What is your Netflix account password. Nice, I get a password. Nice, I lose a friend. Yeah, like you might wonder why I can do stand-up, but I cannot do like small talk. Easy, because for stand-up, I write the material down and I read it out and I memorize it. But you cannot do that during small talk. But imagine what would happen if I do that. Like, Sean, did you watch the show last night? Hold on a second. Yes, I did, and I enjoyed it. Okay, what were you writing about? Hold on a second. Nothing. That was so weird. I mean, like, the thing I want to mention is that language barrier just all around me. Like, if you cannot speak the English fluently, it's hard for you to express yourself, your feeling, your everything. Yeah, and for those people, I have a good news and bad news. Like, the good news is you will never have a fight with your cross-culture partner. The bad news is you will never have such a partner. That is true story for me. Aww. Thank you. So, like, language barrier just all around me. Let me provide another example. This is me when I having a fight, but I can speak in Chinese. 我操你妈！鸡巴毛你拐他妈的屁！我干你老师！你妈看自己长成这样子。Yeah, that's me. On the other hand, this is me when I'm having a fight, but I must speak in English. Oh, I'm angry. I'm so angry. And I am extremely angry. Yeah, I mean, I try my best like argue with people like in English. Talking about dating. Talking about dating. Like raise your hand if you or your friends like they want to date with an Asian girl. Raise your hand. Be honest. Okay. First. Okay. Close your eye first. Okay. Raise your hand if your friend want to date with an Asian girl. Wow. Nice. So like you guys are. Okay. Never mind. Raise your hand if your friend want to date with an Asian boy. Whoa, nice. Okay, for people who did not raise your hand, which is like most of you guys, I want to say that, listen carefully. I'm angry. I'm so angry, and also, I'm extremely angry, and also, 操你妈，鸡巴毛你拐他，丢你老母啦。For people who don't understand, I can translate that. That means your mother is the most beautiful person on the world. And I want to do the most beautiful thing to her. Or on her, I don't know. That could be lots of possibilities. On the other hand, if you did raise your hand, please listen carefully. Here's my number, 510-972-9281. And I can say that again. Okay, based on, like, did you know that? Based on study, if you and your crush both hate the exactly same thing, you guys can get close to each other. And I took that advice, so I started to hate myself. You fucking piece of shit. Talking about study, do you guys know, like, Schrödinger cats and Pavlov dogs? That, like, Schrödinger, like, they want to prove, like, the quantum something theory. He says that imagine we have a box and we put a cat inside the box with a bomb. You have 50% going to explore, which is like kind of like explode the kitty. Before you open the box, you will never know the cat is alive or not. This experiment proved that curiosity really kills the cat. It also proved that Schrödinger is a deaf. Yeah. Because the bomb is going to explode, you're going to hear the fucking sound! Boom! On the other hand, like Pavlov wanted to prove his theory, which is like classical conditioning. So whenever he's going to feed the dog, he will ring the bell. And day after day, whenever the dog hear the bells ring, they will start drooling. Yeah, just like every time I saw my girlfriend tie her hair back, I would just start drooling. That is classical perv. So I wonder why cats, why dogs? Like imagine like Pavlov used cats to prove his theory. What would happen? Like Pavlov, like first of all, the cats will like steal the bill from Pavlov. Whenever the cat is hungry, she'll be like. And Pavlov hear the sounds ring and he will think about, oh, maybe I should feed the cat. Does it ring the bell? Pavlov was confused by the fucking cat. Yeah. And also I wonder if Pavlov can tell the cat is hungry or not. Because based on my understanding, if the cat is hungry, she'll be like. If the cat is not hungry, she'll be like, there's no fucking difference. There's no fucking difference. And that moment, I realized why Schrödinger put a bomb in the box. Thank you very much, my name is Sean.
Let's keep it going for Sean, everybody. Come on. There we are. God, I love that guy. I don't have anything to say about it. I just love that guy. Before we go on to our next comedian, I'd just like to say thanks to our camera crew, Sam, Penelope, and my buddy. Can we all just come on, give a round of applause to our camera crew. Come on. There we are. All right. Are we ready for our next comedian? There we are. Okay, come on. Give a warm welcome to our next comedian, Noah Kim!
I really got a piece, so we're gonna let that energy kind of ride through this set today. Hello, my name is Noah Kim. Thank you so much for coming. I'm very happy to see all of you here tonight. I apologize. I think I got lost on my way to a wedding. I hope I'm not overdressed. If you had told me this morning that I was gonna be doing stand-up at Souvenir Coffee, I would have said, I know. It's tonight. How do you think I live my life, Brian? Lately, my friends have been sending me videos of people that they say sound like me. But the thing is, all they've been sending me are videos of people with really nasally voices and videos of people doing impressions of like the worst cartoon characters. I'm like, is this the way you guys see me? The last video they sent me was titled, "Man discovers he has sinus infection and screams, 'What?'" They also send me podcasts sometimes. Who here listens to podcasts? Who else is lonely? Oh, okay. Podcasts are great. They're a lot like my experience at parties where everyone talks in the middle and I get to just listen. Podcasts are great, but they're kind of weird. I mean, I've noticed that towards the end of a podcast's run, the producers will upload a trailer for a different podcast sometimes in place of a regular episode. That's kind of weird. Can you imagine if we did this with people? Like I'm on my deathbed surrounded by my loved ones and a nurse comes in and is like, well, did you like Noah? Well, then you'll love Chris. He's just like Noah. He has the same comedic sensibility except he does jokes about sports. I think it says something about my physical everything when at night girls will ask me if I need to be walked back to my dorm. Like, once I was at a party and the host was like, hey guys, so Jenny's gonna head back a little bit early, but it's pretty late and it's quite dark outside. Would anyone be able to walk Jenny back home to her apartment? I was like, oh, I could do it. And they're like, thanks, Noah. Hey, would someone be able to walk Jenny and Noah back to Jenny's apartment? Because in case something actually happens, we need someone who can actually do something if it happens. Like we need like a ha. In the audience, if you're into muscles, look somewhere else. I am the perfect victim. I'm about 5 feet tall. When I get excited, my voice sounds like a small rodent. In the autumn, I'm just digging around for nuts like a gosh darn chipmunk. In a previous life, my name was Alvin. Honestly, if Jenny and I were walking down the street and a guy came out with a knife, like, God, and Jenny's like, Noah, do something. My only instinct would be to go, Christmas time is here. Thank you, thank you. Jenny and I are no longer friends. And that is because she's dead. Seeing as I am the peak masculine form, lately I've been trying to get into like manly hobbies. I've been trying to get into some manly hobbies. So lately I've settled on mansplaining. Just so we're all clear, I like taking concepts that people already know about and then re-explaining it to them, even though they already know it. Does that make sense? Ladies, just so I'm really clear, I like taking things we all know about and repeating it to them so you understand it. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? All right. Lately, I've been doing pranks on my friends. I write bad jokes and tell them that they're good. And I'd like to tell you some of them. I've got a lot of aunts. No uncles. Bug farm. Thank you. There's more. Once I recently went to Yosemite National Park, and a ranger said, "Hey, don't feed the animals, otherwise they'll get brave and come out." I like to imagine like, a bear coming out, and we're all just like, "Oh, it's so brave." Thank you. I wrote these myself. Towards the end of her life, the late Queen Elizabeth once said, "Sorry guys, there was traffic on the way up. And that's why I'm tardy." The late Queen... Thank you. There's a couple more. These are good. Oh, really? They're good. Don't make that face. I have beef with the local Korean restaurants around campus, and they're like, the pork is good too. To graduate here at Berkeley, you have to take 7 breaths, and so I've been trying to, do them all in a row just so I can get them out of the way. It's really tough though, because I keep getting lightheaded. I'm like, 1, 2, yeah, I gotta sit down, guys. Now that I'm a college person and I'm no longer in high school, I find that the main difference in the teacher-student relationship is that I no longer need to ask to use the bathroom, and that's about it. Honestly, there's not a lot of power that we as students have over our professors, except in the last 5 minutes of any given class. So I have a class that ends at 2 p.m. So the moment the clock hits 1:55, I start rustling random sheets of notebook paper. I start unzipping random pockets in my backpack, and all of a sudden the professor changes their tune. There's fear in the room. All of a sudden, hey guys, I just had a few more points that I wanted to make before you guys left. I stretch a shoulder, I stand up straight. Guys, if you want an extension on the paper, just email me 24 hours in advance. And I start moseying towards the door. And they're all just like, guys, please, I got my PhD on this, so if you could, and I'm gone. Thank you so much. I'm not done, I'm just grateful. I'm very thankful. Thank you for being here, it means a lot. You had to pay, but thank you. Stand-up's interesting. Stand-up's kind of weird. I like doing characters in stand-up, I like moving around. But the thing is that stand-up can get confusing really quickly, so you have to stay very still when you do dialogue. Otherwise, things get confusing fast. For example, hey man, what's up? Still me, I just turned around. I'm not a big fan of surprises, so I watch TV shows with names like Finding Bigfoot and feel safe. You know how those are gonna end. They don't find him. They're the only shows on the Discovery Channel where they don't discover anything. But can you imagine if they did? Can you imagine if a guy actually found Bigfoot? Imagine the camera guy out there, just oh my gosh, we found Bigfoot. What do we do now? Do we call the museums? Do we call the press? No. Here's what we're gonna do. First, we're gonna wait 6 months for the producers to edit the show, and then ship it off to distribution. Then, we're gonna wait another 3 weeks for them to run the ad campaign. Then, we're gonna wait a successive 12 weeks for them to run the episodes of the show in order, which results in a season finale, which is culminated by a marathon of every episode before that. And then shoot, he's gone! That was the same guy, I just turned around. You're doing great. Thanks, Noah. One day I'll die, but it wasn't always this way. I was once a child. I was young and mortal and reckless, you know. But being a kid's kind of weird. Raise your hand if you think being a kid's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. It's weird because as a kid, you know, things happen and things don't make sense. You just gotta take what life gives you. And as a kid, my whole life, I was worried. I was scared straight that if I said that I liked something out loud, that everyone was gonna ask me when I was gonna marry it. I'd be in the cafeteria I like ice cream. Oh, you like ice cream? Well then, why don't you marry it? Well, Brian, I don't just marry everything I like. I take the time to marry the things I love, Brian. Also, I understand by context cues, Brian, that when I use the word like, it can mean something completely different. When you say the word love, it doesn't have to mean love, like in a marital way, Brian. Also, I'm not an ice cream cone. What, are you bad at English and biology, Brian? Get your act together, idiot. It's the second grade. You know how second graders talk? As a child, I would be frightened because at family reunions, people I'd never met before in my entire life would, unprompted, steal my nose. And no, I'm not an idiot. I know my nose is still there. But what they did is they had stolen the metaphorical concept of my nose, and that's what really messed me up. Can you imagine if I went up to you and I said, got your wallet, but your wallet was still in your pocket? Tell me you wouldn't go home and at least think about that for a little bit. Whenever they stole my nose, I felt in that moment a feeling that I could not yet name because I had not yet gone through puberty and lacked access to more complex emotions, which I can now identify as rage. I got one last joke for you tonight, but really, I think it goes without saying. So I won't. Have a good night, everyone.
Let's keep it going for Noah. You know, of all the members of Stand Up at Cal, I think Noah's my favorite person to call. You call him, you know, ring, ring, ring. He picks up and He picks up and he's like, hello, I'm Noah Kim. What's up, Jonas? And I'm like, hey, Noah. Oh, wait. Okay. Hey, Noah. Can you do that John Mulaney impression I love? And he's like, oh, yeah, of course. Donald Trump is a horse trapped in a hospital. The Salt and Pepper Diner, cocaine. Is that good? Yeah, it's perfect, dude. All right, see ya. I love you. Bye. We say I love you. It's a friend thing. Anyway, are we ready for our next comedian? There we are. I'm gonna try a new thing. I'm gonna try a cheerleader thing. I want everyone to repeat after me. Give me an R. R. Give me an A. A. Give me a J. J. What's that spell? Ride. Give it up for Ride.
How we doing, Berkeley? So good to be here. How you guys doing? Enjoying the show so far? Yeah. Dude, finally, real fucking alpha male up here, dude. Fucking, oh my god. Did you cold shower today? For you, bro. For me? Bullshit, dude. He didn't cold shower today. What about you? Did you cold shower today?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, you guys are just lying. You're trying to copy me. Also be an alpha dog. I like coffee shops like this, dude. They're pretty chill. But the thing that upsets me is I'll tip the hot barista way too much. Well, can you blame me? These pretty girls, they give me exactly what I need every single morning. The emotional attention my parents never did. No, seriously, dude. Like, you don't have to feel bad. It's okay. She like groaned. No, seriously. Like, I walked up to the counter, and this girl asked me. She's like, "Oh my God, how's your week been?" Dude, my dad's never asked me that question straight up. And then they'll give you like a compliment that cuts to the core of your insecurities, and like resolves it somehow. Like this one girl, she's like, "Oh my God, the color of your turban, it goes so well with the rest of your outfit. It's black, but thank you so much." And then I'll like try to tip a reasonable amount, tip like 75%. Oh my goodness. I don't know how that happens. And then I hear her saying the same thing to the next guy, like, "Oh my God, the color of your Giants hat goes so well with the rest of your outfit." So now I've decided I'm not gonna tip anyone that I'm attracted to. It's over. Those things are dissociated. So now I pretty much only tip girls that are into me. That's pretty much it's a joke for my female audience. Incredibly large fan base. This is going fantastic. This is so fun. You guys are fucking with this a lot. I bought this because I thought that's what professionals do. I'm not a professional. That's what I've learned. Anybody else been dating? Yeah? It's hard, right? Girls keep getting the ick. I don't know why. I was talking to my friend. She was seeing this guy, and she ended things with him. I'm like, "What happened?" And then she's like, "Yeah, he was really sweet, but then I looked in his medicine cabinet. He was taking an iron supplement." I was just like, I couldn't do it. And I was like, "Aren't you like super anemic? Like what's going on?" And she's like, "How's dating going for you?" And I was like, "After this conversation, I think I'm just gonna get an arranged marriage, probably, most likely." But guys can be tough too. I get it, guys can be tough. I have a friend, he's kind of like a tech bro, and he was talking to me. He's like, "Dude, Raj, it's just like not been going on that many dates." And then I was like, "Why do you think, man?" And he's like, "There's just not that many women in San Francisco. I think I'm gonna move to New York." And I was like, "You could do that. Or you could try getting like a bed frame. I don't know. You don't have to tell every girl that The Wolf of Wall Street is your favorite movie." So that was cool. I don't have sex very often. But when I do, I always fuck it up. Like, I don't know, I just fuck it up. I just like I was hooking up with this one girl, and she's like, "Oh, you always make false promises." I was like, "What?" And what she was referring to is this one time, she was like, "Are you gonna make me breakfast in the morning?" I was like, "Yeah." Dude, I heated up Panda Express in the morning, seriously. But like, I would have eaten it cold if I was by myself, so I feel like it's an upgrade. And also, like, I'm an asshole for doing that, but she's kind of silly for believing me. Like, I don't have a bed frame. You think I'm gonna whip up a souffle? Like, it's not gonna happen. This has been cool. You guys love hearing about my dating life, don't you? I can just see it on your faces. This is what I love about the show. I can see all your face and exactly how all of you react to each one of my jokes. So this is cool. This is really cool. I do like Zoom meetings for work sometimes, and it's cool when I finally meet my coworkers in person. Like, I met this one girl in person. She's like, "Oh my God, Raj, it's so nice to finally meet you in person. I thought you'd be so much taller." And I was like, "That's two of us, Amanda, because I didn't expect you to have such a fat ass. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy." Did you see how Jonas reacted? And he's heard this joke before, so I don't understand. Yeah, Amanda's actually from the Midwest. And I started shopping in the women's section of stores because I realized I am roughly the size of a Midwestern woman. I think I have like A cups. I'm like 5'8", 5'7" and a half. And I keep getting ads for like a Chevy Suburban, so I think that's probably checks out. I was actually in the Midwest. You guys are so not gonna like this one. I'm gonna do it anyways. I was in the Midwest, and I saw these girls looking at me, and I was like, "Oh my God, like maybe they're into me." And then one of the girls waves, and she like flips her hair behind her ear, and then she starts walking over. She's like, "Oh my God, are you my Uber?" And I was like, "We're not even near a car. We are at the beach right now, but yes, I do drive for Uber on the side, but that has nothing to do with anything." So that was cool. You guys got hella tense. I got scared. I met this Indian girl at a party, and she's from LA, and she was complaining to me. She's like, it's so hard to be a minority in America. And I was like, you live in LA, you can just tell people you're Mexican. I don't see that being a problem. Her complaining to me about racism in LA is like if an albino black person complained about the Underground Railroad. Like, yeah, this is a problem, just not for you. You know what I'm saying? So that was cool. You guys loved that analogy. That was cool. It would be like if Anne Frank. I'm still gonna do it. It would be like if Anne Frank was blonde and had blue eyes. The German people would look at the book and be like, she could have just gone outside. We wouldn't have known she was Jewish. So this is cool. All right, this is not working. You guys don't like the dating stuff. You guys don't like the race stuff. I have nothing else. That's all. That's my entire life. How much time do I have left? Should I just get off stage? I have 3 minutes left. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Okay, I'll do one joke and then I'll get the hell out of here because you guys are gonna get upset. I'm like a bad friend. I'm leaving immediately after the show. I don't want to. Nobody come talk to me. I'm going home. I'm a bad friend. I had lunch with my friend Kyle, and then like I went about my life, and then my other friend texted me. She's like, "Oh, I heard you had lunch with Kyle for his birthday." I had no idea it was this dude's birthday. So I called him. I'm like, "Dude, Kyle, I'm so sorry. Happy belated birthday. Are you mad at me?" And then he was like, "No, dude, because I realized I don't know when your birthday is either." And I was like, "You don't know when my birthday is?" I was born on 9/11. You guys bullied me about it for like years when we were kids. And he's like, "Oh shit, your birthday's actually on 9/11? I thought we were just being racist, dude. That's totally my bad." That's as much as I'm gonna get out of you guys. You guys have been totally awesome. I've been Raj. Thank you so much.
Did you guys see that guy in the unicycle pass by? I swear to fucking God, this guy a fucking like clown's unicycle. I swear to God, like this, the wheel was this big, right? It was a huge. Do you want the mic?
It was like bent forward.
He was fucking speeding, dude. Unicycle on the streets of Berkeley. Well, the streets, it's College Avenue, but unicycle. It was fucking crazy. Anyway, give it up for Raj, I guess. All right. I don't want to waste any more of your time because our next comedian is our last comedian of the night. Put your hands together for Jeremiah!
What's up, guys? I'm Jeremiah. I like doing stand-up comedy because if you don't laugh at a joke, I can just say, y'all didn't like that one. And then you laugh at it. You cannot do that in real life. You know? I'm like, yeah, on a Tuesday. And my friends are like, and then I'm like, yeah, y'all didn't like that one, huh? And they're like, yeah. Maybe don't talk for a few days, maybe. So stand-up comedy it's a cool place to be. Like I said, my name's Jeremiah. My last name's Collins. That makes my initials JC. And I'm Jewish. And I was born on Christmas. That's weird. That's kind of weird, right? Like, you know, you do something cool and you're like, oh, that was so cool. I do something cool and I'm like, maybe I am Jesus. You know? Like, you guys see your parents have sex, you're like, you, mom, dad, what the fuck, stop. I see my parents have sex, I'm like, Mom, no. What about the Immaculate Conception? And you might think Christians wouldn't like this joke. You might think they wouldn't want me to compare myself to Jesus. But Christians actually really hope that I am Jesus. Because that would mean Jesus was, in fact, white. So I like to listen to rain noises to go to sleep. Anyone else? Rain noises? Yeah? Cool. I use Spotify to do it. And if you guys know Spotify, it like shuffles your music. So if you're listening to rap, it shuffles to rap. If you're listening to jazz, it shuffles to jazz. Well, apparently, rain noises shuffle to ASMR History Podcast. So sometimes I'll just wake up to, and during the Second World War, the US decided the only course of action was to bomb Japan. You guys know blobfish? Yeah. You guys know that's not actually what they look like? No, some of you? For those of you who don't know, they actually are normal ass fish, but they live really deep in the water, and when you pull them out, they get like depressurized and they get all weird and blobby. That's so fucked up. That'd be like if you were just chilling and some like undergraduate doing his thesis research named Egbert grabbed you, put you on the surface of the sun, and called you sweaty human. And that was just your name for the rest of your life. You guys know in like elementary school when there would be a kid who shit his pants? And then he would become known as the kid who shit his pants? Yeah? That'd be like if the teacher gave the kid laxatives and then told everyone he shit his pants. Or that'd be like if the blobfish had like a girlfriend who was like 4'11" and like half white and half Vietnamese and like kind of weird. And like for a whole month, like every day she asked the blobfish if she could put pieces of pasta in his nose to see how many pieces of pasta he could fit in his nose, because he has like really big nostrils. And it was like weird, because it's like, why do you want to put pasta in the blobfish's nose? But then it was her birthday. So the blobfish was like, all right, fine, you can put pasta in my nose. And so she put the pasta in his nose. And like, anyone want to guess how many pieces of pasta it was that the blobfish? One, that's it. You might not know what a blobfish's nostril looks like. Imagine it's like my nose. Imagine we're talking about my nose. Yeah, any guesses? 24? 2? 2? Come on, disrespect. Well, what kind of pasta are we talking about? That's important, right? Yeah? What pasta would you least like to have in your nose?
Angel hair?
You don't know about the twisty turny ones, obviously. That shit would like liquefy your brain if you put it in there. Okay, we're talking linguini here. Linguini. They're like little, they're kind of thin. What are we thinking? Any other guesses? 36. That's actually really close. 35. So the blobfish's girlfriend puts 35 pieces of pasta in his nose. And then when she pulls them out, there's a booger on it. Because it was in his nose. And then she's like, ew, why is there a booger on the pasta? Like she didn't put it in his nose. That's so fucked up. My girlfriend flew in from Iowa to see me this week. She's over there. Totally unrelated to anything I've said so far. I just wanted to let you all know. I had kind of a weird childhood. I didn't really pay attention to things. So I don't really know famous people. I get them mixed up. So I always used to get confused Steve Harvey and Lee Harvey Oswald. If you don't know, Steve Harvey hosts Family Feud, and Lee Harvey Oswald killed the 35th president of the United States, John F. Kennedy. So I guess I thought Family Feud went a little something like this. Ladies, name something you would like to do to John F. Kennedy on November 22nd, 1963 at 12:30 p.m. as he approaches the grassy knoll while you're in a building nearby. And they're like, shoot him, I guess? And Steve's like, shoot him? That's kind of a weird answer. And they're like, Steve, are you okay? And he's like, get it together, get it together, Steve, get it together. Next question. How would you get away with the murder of John F. Kennedy? And then they're like, I guess I would shoot him, pretend to get shot, escape, and then change my name to something weirdly similar to my original name. And then Steve's like, what are you talking about? Who told you that? I don't know anything about that. And then he like jumps off the stage, breaks his leg, and then like burns in a fire. No, sorry, that's John Wilkes Booth. I told you, I get my famous people mixed up. Speaking of game shows, anyone here watch Hole in the Wall growing up? Yes! Yeah, fuck yeah. Those of you who don't know, Hole in the Wall is a game where someone stands on a platform and then a wall with a hole in it comes at them and they have to try to fit through it. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Have you guys seen the thing where it's like equity versus equality? Well, in one graphic, it's like equality, and it's like three guys trying to see a baseball game. They're all standing on one box. The short guy can't see, the middle guy can't see, the tall guy can see, but he doesn't need the box. And then in the equity side, the short guy has 2 boxes, the medium guy has 1 box, the tall guy has no boxes, and they can all see. Well, apparently, Hole in the Wall runs on equality, not equity. Because all the holes are shaped like stick figures, and they have fat people. I'm sorry. So they're just standing there, and they're looking at the hole, and it's very clear they're not going to make it. I'm sorry, it just objectively is. I'm an ally. It's tough. This is why I'm trying to shed light on it, guys, okay? Okay, so... It's okay. You know? And so they got knocked in, of course, and it's so fucked up, because when you're doing game shows like that, the producers know 9 months in advance who's coming on the show. You know? They could have changed the holes in the wall. Hole in the Wall, the game show. But the worst part about it is Hole in the Wall runs on points, not elimination. So they have to get back up every time and stand there, knowing full well they're not going to get through it. And it's just kind of like Sisyphus staring down the boulder. Yeah. Do you guys know how demoralizing it is to go to therapy as a psychology major? Yeah, you get there, they're like, oh, what's your major, you know? I'm like, psychology. They're like, oh, have you considered studying harder? Awesome, he's depressed and he's stupid, great. But I kind of need to go to therapy because, you know, having a therapist who's depressed is like having a personal trainer who's like really out of shape, you know? Like instead of doing scoops of protein powder, he does scoops of Nesquik chocolate milk powder. Instead of doing pull-ups, he pulls up to the gym on a Segway. Instead of lifting weights, well, he just doesn't lift weights. You guys know Sigmund Freud? Okay, we're not talking about him, you freaks. God. Every man in the crowd, I saw you guys, mom, right in your eyes. Okay, let's not talk about that. Weirdos, come on. Phineas Gage. Who knows Phineas Gage? Anyone? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, he's this dude who got a railroad spike through the head, and then he started acting different. And then they said, oh, that must mean that the part of his brain that got hit was implicated with those things. He started acting impatient, profane, fitful, and showed little respect for his fellows. I'd be all those things too if I had a fucking spike in my head. Like I'm imagining he's like there, you know, gets the spike in his head. He's like, oh, fuck. And then his coworker comes up and she's like, hey, Phineas, do you want to get dinner after this? He's like, no, you fucking idiot, I have a spike in my head. What are you talking about? And she's like, Phineas, you're acting impatient, profane, fitful, and showing little respect for me, your fellow. And then she like walks off. She comes back with a guy in a lab coat and she's like, Doctor, Phineas is acting different. And Phineas is like, oh, thank God you got a doctor. And the doctor's like, yes, that's right. I got my PhD in psychology. And it appears that you're acting impatient, profane, fitful, and showing little respect for us, your fellows. And then Phineas passes out because there's a spike in his head. And then the doctor's like, oh, yes, must be his frontal lobe. And that man grew up to be Sigmund Freud. Now we can talk about your moms, guys. How much do you love your mom? Ooh, that was an aggressive head nod. I don't want to talk to you. All right, we're done. All right, I'm gonna end off with one of my first jokes, one of my favorites. So I've dated 3 girls. That's not the joke. I've dated 3 girls, and all 3 of them have met Barack Obama. Barack Obama has got to be spying on me. Like, you know when you're like, you know, getting down, she like loses her earring, yeah? That happened to me. I found it. I put it by my ear and I just hear, let me be clear. What is Jeremiah doing? You know? Like, I don't know what I'm doing on an average Tuesday night, but Obama cares. Let me put it another way for you guys. Oh, you got that one a little late. Yes, it's a political joke. Because Obama invented this thing called Obama cares about Jeremiah on a Tuesday night. You guys know the 6 degrees of separation? No? One person? Okay. Good shit, good shit. Okay, fair enough. Well, I'm glad to impart some wisdom on you then. For those of you who don't know, the 6 degrees of separation are basically the idea that I am 1 degree of separation from someone I know, and then from them to someone they know who I don't know is 2 degrees. And the idea is I'm 6 degrees from any one person in the world. Does that make sense? Yeah. Barack Obama is 2 degrees of separation away from my penis. Saved my life. That laugh saved my life. Thank you. All right, guys. I've been Jeremiah. Thank you, guys.
Let's keep it going for Jeremiah, everybody. Come on. Big cheer, big cheer. And let's keep it going for all of our other comedians tonight. Come on. Keep it going. Keep clapping. Keep cheering. Let's give it for our camera crew. Our camera crew. Keep clapping. Keep clapping. All right, stop. Let's give it up for Jacob. Come on. Gracious host, Jeremiah's savior. All right, you can stop. Yeah, dude, I don't know what else to say. That's our show. Oh shit! We got a show next Friday somewhere on campus. I don't know. We don't think ahead, but it's next Friday, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Stand Up at Cal show. Fucking come. Tickets are free. I really shouldn't be announcing this. Come. Before. Fucking have a good night, everyone.